putting the stars in Firestarter. This is Cosmopunk.
Theatre of the Mind, a homebrew Starfinder story featuring the crew of the Leica 7.
Hi, I'm RJ and I play Vee, the Leica 7's morally ambiguous vest mechanic, designer of spaceships, owner of junk, doer of crimes, and I also play their drone flyby.
Hey, I'm Cypher and I play Ryder, a small punky Yosaki operative who's part otter, part pilot, and part blender.
And I'm Typhon. I play Radar, a cyborg Yamaltan Coyote engineer. But for this campaign, I'll be the GM. Previously, Vee and Ryder used a strange headset device to enter a tangible render of Radar's mind. There are branches of twisting corridors containing his memories, and vicious mechanical tendrils which have attached themselves to various thoughts. In an attempt to defend themselves, the crew discover that they can create things in this place, but trying to construct the unfamiliar will give them a nasty headache. Travelling further down the corridor of memory, Vee and Ryder are attacked by more tendrils, but use their weapons to shatter the abstraction around them. They tumble down into a sunken place devoid of light. And that's when they meet an old enemy, Logoss, a giant, demonic demigod thought to have been trapped in the past on a desolate world. But it seems he escaped and has been hiding inside the realm of Radar's memories. After a violent clash with the colossus, Vee attempts to manifest the entire Leica 7, thrusting it like a dagger into Logoss's chest. The giant vanishes, leaving Ryder and Vee to dust themselves off after the fight and try to make sense of who or what they just fought. Episode 3, WarGames. Right, you're looking, both of you, rather sort of worse for wear after your encounter.
At this point, I'm thinking Ryder is like helping patch V up if they find like a quiet place in the foresty bit of Glitch.
Yeah,
or the memory of the foresty place in Glitch.
The memory corridor, yes. Do you have any form of medicine training?
No.
I need character sheets open.
Oh, I've got some medicine training, but I don't have any bandages or anything.
Oh, Vee has a whole 3 or 4 in medicine.
Right, so everybody stop. Vee, you can't doctor yourself, or you can, but it's at like half.
Sounds like a coward would say that.
Ryder, what's your medicine?
My medicine is 12.
Roll a d20 and add 12, please.
Sure. That is... Oh, that's 29.
You've learnt a bit about standard triage, so things like just healing cuts, bruises, and open wounds, and what to do. You're a trained first aider, basically. All of Vee's injuries are not surface. They appear to be internal injuries, certainly in the cranial cavity. If there are any injuries at all, maybe some light swelling of the brain, like a concussion.
Me get brain damage?
But it's okay.
That's impossible.
In short, there's not really much you can do. There's nothing to bandage. There's no set bones to set, broken bones to set.
V's just got really bad whiplash by the sounds of things.
They're just a little bit mentally exhausted, as are you.
Yeah.
It's just theirs is physically manifesting itself by them bleeding from the eyes.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah, that's V, you got a bit of something on your face.
Well, I'm sure that's normal and fine.
No, it's not.
You got red on you.
Does Ryder have like a little flask of water or something? She's got a canteen on her, just normally.
She does have a canteen normally. Doesn't she also have her alcohol hit flask, if I remember? That's
She
not
does.
come up in a couple of campaigns, but it is there.
Yeah. Not sure she'd have alcohol or water in it, but wonder if she should give it.
What does she remember having in it?
Probably just water in it.
And there's water in it.
Oh,
Well, I just want to try and wash some of the blood out of V's eyes.
If Vee has internal bleeding, they need to sterilise themselves internally. So they need to drink as much alcohol as possible.
No.
You don't have to use what precious water you have. You can just wipe the blood away. It's not like the blood is caking their vision. It's just sort of out of the tear ducts a little bit and out of the nose and the mouth. And honestly, it's a Vesk. They kind of like it, I think. You know, the whole raw meat, blood.
Yeah, we're not my blood. Other people's blood.
Someone else's.
Oh, okay. Sorry, was that incredibly racist of me? I do apologise.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're a bad person and you should feel bad.
Yes, I will. Once this is over. Once I'm done being God.
But, yeah. Speaking of gods, we need to kill a god. So...
How do you kill a god?
So...
Such divine and intoxicating innocence.
You remove the root of their belief.
So, here is the million credit question. Did we just injure Logoss? Or did we just injure Radar's memory of Logoss? Or are those one and the same thing?
You're asking that to Vee?
Yes. Whilst she's like...
Vee shrugs.
Oh, she's like dabbing V's eyes off with some water from her canteen.
Ryder, I've got to tell you a secret.
Uh-huh.
I'm not actually a mental health professional. I just stole the shit from someone.
No, really?
It's true.
There is no shirt. No shirt. No shirt. Shirt is gone.
Of all of the people who I don't think will have gone to medical school, you're pretty far up the list.
Yeah. I'm more pharmacy than pharmacy.
You got that from Twitter.
I did get that from Twitter, as I get most of my jokes from Twitter.
Well, do you want to rest for a bit, or how you feeling?
Do with a little bit of a nap.
I don't want to stay in here too long. I don't know what the rules are.
I mean, the question is how to get out of here anyway.
We looked like we were on the right track previously. I thought those fucking tendrils stopped us because we were approaching something.
Yeah. I mean, we can keep trying then. We can
Try
get
and
back
keep-
to the real world, have a long rest, slap Radar a couple of times for all the effort, and then go back in armed with memories of a lot more powerful weapons. Then
I'd rather keep going to the origin of this corridor. Might be some answers to the to what we want to know down there.
yeah, fuck it. What's to lose?
Well, I don't want you to get any more fucked up in the head because of this. Let's rest for a bit.
Yeah. Okay. How long would we need to rest for? So yes, I have eight stamina, 8 hit points and 0 stamina points right now.
Yeah.
Let's take a rest. Let's find a nice tree to drag V under. Leave them there for a bit.
I can still walk. I'm not dead.
I know you're not dead, but you look like you're dying, so shut up and sit under the tree for a bit.
Everyone's dying.
Just stop talking.
I have to ask, Vee, you might be saying all this stuff, but are you actively resisting the small otter leading you to the very warm-looking tree?
Oh no, they've already passed out under it.
Yeah. Right.
While they're arguing.
Yeah, I say you set Vee in place. V's like 8 times your size and body mass, so you sort of just guide them in, I guess. They find a nice nook and just sort of
There is a gentle
into the alcove.
boom.
Ryder is acting like a fulcrum, just levering
Yes.
V into place.
Well, more like ground crew positioning a particularly large aircraft.
Yep.
So what is Ryder doing? Because V's passed out, and you looks like you're going to be here for a hot minute. So
She'll probably take a sec to rest up as well, like sit near them and just by their leg and like stare up into the tree line and just relax a bit.
yeah,
Yeah, she'll meditate for
relaxing.
a bit.
Relaxing's a bit hard. Can you make a will roll, please?
Okay,
to
well,
relax?
relaxing, meditating, it's kind of what she does because she's a
Yes.
fucking weeb, as people keep saying.
She is, but this environment is so very alien right now. And I mean, we live in space, so...
Yeah, I get you. So D20 plus will, yeah?
Yeah, just pass or fail a will check, and the DC is 12. So
Oh, okay.
roll a d20, add your will save. If you beat 12, you can relax and chill out.
Well, I beat 12. I rolled 12 on the dice, and I got 6.
Well, there you go. Then
Oh.
it's not hard to just. There's a lot has happened for you, Ryder. Like, fuck me, a lot has happened in the past 24 hours, and it's just compartmentalizing that, going through what you can, and the harder stuff just putting to one side for later.
Yeah. I'll digest this later.
Yeah, you could deal with this later, and at the end of the day, you know that whatever conclusions you draw from it are only going to make you stronger, so you can relax.
Yeah, Ryder kind of like crosses her legs, puts her hands on her knees, and just stares up at the tree line and just shuts her eyes for a bit.
All right. The sun, or ambient light, shall we say, because there's no direct sun, is warm on your face. You can smell meadow, trees, forest. It's quite pleasant. And that's how Ryder relaxes.
Vee does not appreciate it at all.
To the Vesk in the room. Vee, you're shepherded into this alcove by the small hopping otter. Can you make a will roll, please?
I can. It's not going to be very good.
D20. Add your will save. I'm not going to tell you the DC.
Okay, well, that's 19 on the dice, which is quite good. And
Right.
Well,
will is +2, so it's 21.
You pass out. You're in a realm of memories, given manifest by some arcane machinery that you bought off of, frankly, a dodgy bloke in a corner shop. But how you, as a visitor, interact with these memories takes on a physical form. You can experience them. They're tangible to you. Now that you're unconscious, you've gone to another layer, which is
Perception.
dreams. You pass out. You remember just closing your eyes and just being like, I need a minute. And then you open them again. The world around you is fairly well lit. There's a pale light coming through a screen in front of you, a screen that wraps around. You're in a room. The floor is metal, machinery that seems to be attached to your legs, to your back, to your arms, to your head. There's a visor over your face that you remember putting on.
If I died...
And there is a sense of power. Through the screen, you see a field in front of you, a tree. It is on fire. The fire is spreading slowly, covering the grass around the tree. Moving, living fire, almost. Spreading away from you. Black smoke billowing from it, casting this otherwise blue-skied day into the pale light I mentioned. You remember now that this is part of your mission. You are to move, you are to cut off the crossing at the river 2 miles to your front. You are the Naringa. Neringa. Naringa. You are a 200-meter tall metal colossus. Your arms come down. They end in large claws. You know that there's all sorts of weaponry in them. You loom massive on the horizon. And you're not alone. You know that with you, to your left, is the Hrund. Hrund, if you're making notes.
Well, of course I am.
And you're advancing, you're moving. You know you have to get to the objective, and that the enemies before you, the initial wave, you've scattered to the four winds. They've been atomized under your weapons, trampled into dust, blown away. And all of this sense of power just sits at the back of your head, just almost whispering to you. Go forwards.
Quickly, can I look at one of my arms? And does it have fur?
Oh, wait, sorry. Look, your arm's inside the room that you're in.
Yeah.
Because as you move your head to look at it, on the screen as well, you see two giant metal colossal arms come up and your head view pivot.
Okay, so the visor pretty much occupies my entire vision.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if I'm me inside Radar's memory or if I'm Radar inside Radar's memory.
Well, you look at your hand. You can switch between the view of the machine and your personal view. It's with a thought. You look at your hand, and it's definitely not your size. But other than that, it is buried under layers of powered armor and life support systems and cables that seem to jack straight into you and run away into the ceiling. It's safe to say you're definitely not a Vesk. Not the right morphology. But other than that, you can't tell.
Well, there's nothing for it. I'm going to have to wag my tail and work it out by the weight.
It's the only way.
I don't have an answer for that as a GM. It's not a Vesk tail. There we go.
Right, confirmed Radar.
Yes. I guess we could say you're Radar
Resist the urge to check his pants.
now.
He's a good and honourable Vesk. I'd never break my friend's confidence like that. Sweats.
You're You're here in this machine. I'm moving on from this. You're here in this machine. I'm trying to be serious. You're in the cockpit, and there is a task in front of you, and there is an impulse to do that task. But ultimately, you. What do you do?
I mean, I guess for the sake of completeness, I'll head towards the objective.
All right.
Because I'm still trying to work out whether this is a radar memory or a simulation of something that radar did. And the turning point will be if I can affect outcomes.
That implies that you have free will to affect the memory, and who's to say that the memory isn't just whatever you did was the memory? It's all kinds of...
Where's that fucking I'm a mental health professional shirt?
Yeah.
I want that back.
You need to be a philosopher at this point. This is beyond mental health.
It's all in your head, Luigi.
Well, lacking any other options, I am going to, or V at least, is going to start moving this 200 meter tall colossus of a machine towards the objective just to see what happens.
It's as natural... Oh, no, make a wisdom roll, please. D20 plus your wisdom.
Ooh. That's an 18 plus 0. Fucking best.
18's fine, you pass it. It comes as natural to you as walking, because that's all you do. You lift a leg and walk forwards. The machinery under you gives you some kind of tension to work against, so that your strides don't outpace what the actual machine is doing. So the leg comes forward, and in a giant swinging gait, the Naringa advances. And as you do, there's a pulse in your head, and a voice that is eerily familiar to you. It almost sounds like Luca. And it says, "Grund advancing."
What, as in V's Luca?
Yes.
Huh. This changes things. Reason like Luca?
There's no answer.
Yeah, no, I'm thoroughly confused. But I have a mech. I've always wanted a mech, said V, stomping down countryside.
You advance past the burning tree I mentioned, and the forest behind it that is in fact on fire. Again, the fire again has spread, crawled, licked up trees, demolishing things in front of it. It has driven this enemy of yours, this unidentified foe, these people that you don't know, out of their covered positions. They're in the vast open plain in front of you, heading desperately in full flight towards a river. Small, man-sized infantry units, larger, hulking, almost gorilla-shaped robots. Battle tanks, all in full rout, desperate to reach this bridge. And you know what your orders are. Prevent them crossing at all costs.
Murder?
No, not murder, just prevent them crossing.
It's not murder, V, it's war.
Yeah, I mean, this is V, so V's going to check their inventory for weapons.
Oh, I don't have long enough in this session to list the amount of weaponry that you have on board. If you want, you can ask the... I nearly made it fucking clippy from Microsoft Word then. You can ask the assistant on board what weapons it would recommend.
Hello, Alexa.
It looks like you're trying to commit a war crime.
I have a bridge that I need to be several pieces of bridge. Find me a cool weapon to do that with.
Recommend intermediate, ballistic, missile, tactical, warhead.
Excellent choice, Alexa, said V, arming that thing.
And then a different, much deeper voice says,
Man, V fires Death Star lasers in their dreams.
Have you ever heard of the Convention for Species Rights, Alexa?
no response.
Yeah, me either. Fires the weapon.
Make a wisdom roll, please.
Stop making me do wisdom rolls. A small brain.
No, it's part of the game!
3!
The missile, nothing happens.
Huh. Try again with feeling?
Make a wisdom roll.
Stop making me do wisdom rolls. 14.
Tactical warhead, firing.
And there's a rough noise. It sort of shakes the very hull of the machine as something on your back leaps off of its mounting, arcs overhead, and in your weird sort of 360-degree vision that the visor gives you, your full awareness around you, you see it arc over the top of you, go horizontal, and speed off into the distance.
Nice.
There's a few moments, and a few moments to get in a few more strides of this machine, because you're still advancing as this is happening. The arms of the machine out, locked, ready for combat. And then the horizon ignites. A brilliant, bright, nuclear white. And the filters on the machine come up to stop you going blind, because you've just nuked a bridge.
Yeah, it's alright, they're not my eyes.
And then the visor adjusts, and you're confronted with that quite horrific mushroom cloud that all nuclear weapons bring.
That's right. V doesn't feel at all guilty because they've already decided this is either a memory or a dream or a hallucination, and none of them involve murdering actual people. So.
Oh, okay. But it's only a tactical warhead, so it's a couple of 100 meters radius at most, but whatever was over there you think is gone.
Good work, Alexa. Team medal sign.
From your left, a voice chimes in.
Rund, firing.
You do glance to your left, and the Hrund is the same as you, a 200-meter tall colossus. Hunched, chunky, very squared angles. The arms come down to the elbow and then extend in long drums to claws at the end, like yours do. And her guns are angled, the arms are angled down at 45 degrees and are just firing into the ground in front of her, annihilating what appear to be hidden infantry positions. Some of whom actually stand against her and try and fire back with small arms, but the shield doesn't even register. And that's when you notice that you are starting to receive small arms fire as well. It almost casually informs you.
Taking fire. Left quarter. 1 o'clock. 200 meters range. Infantry element.
V is going to kneel this massive mech down and get the head down to as close as they can to ground level, just to take a look at this thing that's like firing at them.
The robot itself can only kind of stoop. It doesn't kneel very well. It's not very mobile. It's very much a chunky, clumsy thing. But you do get down to a stoop, and the camera does enhance because you want to get a closer view of this, whatever these are.
Yeah.
And you zoom in, and these are human, and they're wearing dull, browny green uniforms, almost camouflage. They've got small laser-based weapons that they're trying to hit you with. Well, they're hitting you, it's just not doing anything. And there's a variety of expressions on display amongst these people. Most are clearly terrified, some stoic, others just completely blank. But irrelevant of how they look, they are all firing at you, and they are firing accurately.
But they're not actually doing any damage, because
Doing absolutely fuck all.
200 meter tall Naranga.
Yeah. You are the Naringa. You're 200 meters tall. Not 200 feet, 200 meters. You've got about 30 inches of armor plate on your front. All over your legs, knees, torso, and face. This screen isn't glass. It doesn't look like... It's not a direct view outside. You are in an armored box, and this is a television that wraps around you.
So, Alexa, does the thing have a PA?
Audio system online. Broadcasting.
Attention humans. Hi, I'm V. Long-time fan, first-time war criminal. I don't know if you've noticed, but you're shooting at a 200 meter tall mech. So, I mean, unless you've got something bigger and more explodey, you could either just give up and I might let you live, or you can keep shooting and I'm going to kill all of you, along with my friend here, who's also in a 200 meter tall mech that can kill you all.
The sound comes out and actually kills 2 people near you because it's so fucking loud. They just keel over and start convulsing.
Okay, that one was an accident. That doesn't count.
The rest of them just keep firing. They
Oh my god.
They clearly you see the pulse and different waves of your voice going out, but they probably just don't understand you.
Yeah, I tried. Alexa, find me something small and murdery.
Query.
I don't know. Small explosives? Probably not tactical nuclear size. What have you got that's between tactical nuke and handgun?
Big laser.
Yeah, big laser wet.
Listing. Ordnance. Tactical nuclear warhead. 1 of ×2 in inventory. Chemical warhead. 2 of ×2 in inventory. Fluorine 5000. Laser cannons. times 2, 1 per arm mounting. 203mm cannon, automated, times 2, 1 per arm mounting.
Yeah, that'll do.
Sea-Wiz systems, 6 mountings, times 2, shoulder, times 2, elbow, times 2, kneecap.
Yeah, I think the cannon should suffice for this.
Cannon, selected.
Alright, humans who don't speak Conan, this is your last chance. Stop firing and fuck off, or I don't know, die, I guess.
Have you stopped striding at this point?
Yeah.
Or are you just this giant ass robot is just walking through these lines, just making noise to these people?
They're as stooped over as they can be at the moment. Just like looking
Right,
down
so
at
they
them.
have stopped then.
I've got this mental image of this giant fucking robot just crouched down to an infantry line, just wagging its finger at them,
Pretty much.
yelling.
It doesn't really have fingers. It's got like the 4 compass point like grabbers on the end of things, but even those they're about like 5 meters long. So if you try to pick anyone up, you just crush them. And that you can't really articulate with them.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, V gives them the ultimatum. In common.
Right. Nothing. Again, they don't understand you.
Well, peace was never an option.
You're speaking. Wow. You're speaking a language. They clearly acknowledge that you've said something because some of them have died from it. But no, they're the closer you get to the bridge that you've nuked, it appears that resistance is stiffening. People are starting to turn around and engage you.
I mean, it seems kind of futile since I've already destroyed the bridge. Like,
Oh, it's massively fucking futile. They can't do fuck all
At
to
this point,
you.
even just murdering them seems a bit mean, because they've already lost. On the other hand, there is like probably a completeness objective to this. And as V's already decided, this is consequence-free, so morally, V can do what they want.
While you're debating this, your camera's focused on 3 dudes kneeling behind a rock firing at you with their small arms. But then, just not in the centre of the screen, but off to the top left, you see a dude appear from behind another rock, and he's got something on his shoulder, and it appears to be a tube.
Ah, someone bought the recoilless rifle. Your bravery has been noted. Points the cannon back at them.
And there is a flash of smoke, and a very yellow warhead streaks towards you.
I mean, can I duck?
Yes. I mean, you can try. You weigh several hundred tons, so you're not the dodgiest of things.
But you just swatted out of the fucking air with one of your arms.
If he was smart, he aimed for the chest or the head.
Well, you were stooped down, so he was aiming for the face, and the missile comes out, and it hits your shield. And the shield normally stops objects like this, but there is a bright flare, and the shield, sort of like it's made of hexagons, it ripples outwards and then collapses, and a bunch of klaxon warnings start happening on board. But before that happens, the missile continues onward and slams into your face. And it has enough force to make you in the cockpit recoil like you've been slapped.
Well, good news, you're all gonna die.
The Naringa takes... So if I was to give it a number of hit points, not stamina points because that would be the shield, let's say that it has 600 hit points with damage reduction. This guy just did 6 damage to you.
Yeah, but it's the principle of the thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and it makes the machine judder. These people can hurt you, and will try.
Well, arms cannon.
Which one?
Not even going to turn the other cheek.
No, I tried turning the other cheek. I gave them a chance
There's
to live.
in the movie head of mine. This is filmed from their perspective, and it's a bunch of guys just distracting this thing while this dude is busy trying to fucking load this tube behind a rock.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys, I got this.
It's like, I got it. Fire in the hole.
Guy with the recoilless rifle is clearly like the secondary hero of this drama that's unfolding. The one that dies heroically, but strikes an important blow that galvanizes the resolve of his men against these armed intruders.
If he was going to survive another 6 seconds, he'd be named, but I don't think he's about to. What's the phrase? I've made a god bleed.
Yeah, but now I'm gonna kill him. So
yeah, well, he says something. It's probably along those lines in a language you don't understand. And he looks really happy with himself, and then the machine resets to where it was. And it makes the whole sort of like noise as the head sort of comes back. What are you doing, RJ? What cannon are you arming? You have several.
Well, that's the thing. I can kill him, or I can make an example of him.
Oh God.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, what do I have to roll to just pick this guy up and crush him in my hand?
Ugh.
Make a dex roll, d20 plus dex.
It's 13 plus... I don't know what these dex is off the top of my head.
Well, use your character sheet.
2. It's 15.
Okay, as I said, this machine is not designed for articulation. It is a machine of war, and you get that pressure at the back of your head that says, or it seems to move into your arm. Can you make a will roll now, please?
17 total. Will's easy because V has none. Actually, no, will, not wisdom. I have +2 to
Yes,
that. 19.
will. Right. The hand goes in, and the claws splay out, and the circular cross-section of the arm, which is bigger than a man anyway, just smashes the rock aside, turns the guy into a greasy smear, and 2 guys next to him, and just takes a gouge out of the ground.
Solid. Good work.
What now?
I mean, are the rest of them still firing, or have they run away yet?
Some of them are getting out of your immediate vicinity, but there's still bullets coming in. And now that your shield is down, you're starting to feel tiny pinpricks in your body.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I gave them every chance to surrender peacefully.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe.
In your own language that they don't speak.
Peace was never an option, as you said.
Peace was never an option after they destroyed my shield. Up until that point, it was maybe an option. And I said they could lay down their weapons, and just because they don't speak common, then that's kind of on them for not speaking common. Because the clue's in the name, it's common, and you're supposed to know how to speak it. I mean, V speaks it, and V's a Vesk, so really I'm doing them a favour.
Is V saying all of this out loud?
Yes.
While you're arguing with yourself or justifying things to yourself, I don't know, Grund contacts you.
Prune reporting. Shield down. Closing in on objective. Smoke is thickening. Have annihilated ×3 brigades. Tanks.
Do you glance across at Hrund?
Does Hrund still sound like Luca?
Yes, it is eerily like Luca. Like, almost exactly the same.
Why does Hrund sound like Luca?
Why indeed?
Does Hrund sound like Luca because this is my recollection of... Is this my brain filling in blanks, or is it just Radar happened to know someone that was surprisingly similar to what Luca's seen it like?
I don't have an answer for that. I can't give you in character during the session. I'll explain it at the end.
Huh.
I'm sorry to be the I don't know guy, but I don't know.
That's
the GM for most of it. I don't know.
Lacking any better options, said V. Hey Alexa, does this thing have flamethrowers?
Negative.
Who designed this? Does it have... Actually, no, give me the laser.
Recommend for small, danger close targets. Sea-Wiz 20mm rotary cannons. 6 mountings. ×2 shoulder. ×2 elbow. ×2 kneecap. Sea-Wiz can be slaved to automated secondary system.
Yeah, fair enough. You're the boss.
Query.
Sea cannon. Sea-Wiz.
Sea-Wiz armed. Would you like to assign to secondary automated targeting system?
Yeah, sure. Fair enough. If I can get out doing work, then it works out fine for me.
Sea-Wiz automated target set to all aspect firing.
And now for the rest of the roleplay until you tell it to stop, you will hear the sound of nothing but 20mm autocannons firing in the background.
Because V's not directly doing it, it doesn't count as a war crime.
No. So what is Nunaringa doing now as people in her immediate vicinity are just being smashed to fuck by explosive rounds? And it's like, you know, like you get the automated anti-missile defense things on ships?
Oh, you mean...
It's those.
You mean the Phalanx?
Yeah, that's Sea-Wiz. Close-in weapon system.
I've only ever heard to it as referred to as Phalanx.
Oh, okay, then let me put it frame it for you, the player. That's 6 times phalanxes.
Yeah.
And they're just kicking up shit all around you. Bits of people are flying everywhere. Tanks are being smashed to fuck. Equipment's being destroyed.
Oh, I'm good at my job. So yeah, V's just going to let the automated system do their thing. Like, their main curiosity at this point is why the Hrund reminds them of Luca so much.
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like it's her in there.
But V's compass mentis enough to know that they are still V, and that this is all either a memory or a dream, and that Luca is still very much dead. So they've got enough wherewithal about them to know that that's the case. but they're still curious as to why this person sounds so much like Luca.
You're still semi-crouched and stationary right now. The 20mm has stopped firing because everything within its effective range has been either driven underground or annihilated.
Yeah, and let that be a lesson to you. Should be standing up.
This robot is screaming in some kind of fucking language that no one can understand, but they're just like casual, sort of like pointed comments in reality. But in the battle, to these guys, it probably sounds like...
With a massive amount of reverb on it.
Yeah, we're like 125 decibels kind of thing, you know.
Hey Alexa, clarify further objectives.
Primary objective: prevent enemy crossing of river. Secondary objective: eliminate all hostile targets.
Cool. Identify remaining targets.
Identifying targets. Scanning. Unable to identify targets. Scan block detected. We are being jammed.
Identify jamming device.
Unable to identify jamming device. We are being jammed.
Yeah, my god. Who built you?
You did.
Fucking idiot. Right, fair enough. Hey, Harund, come in.
Front reporting.
Sorry, I'm not doing Luca justice with my voice here. I'm doing the best I can, though.
It's alright. Nobody except me knows what Luca sounds like, because nobody, either in or out of canon, has ever heard them speak except me.
Nobody's met them. No.
Yeah.
Nobody even knows about them. Vee's never mentioned them.
Ryder knows of them from a scene way back in Glitch.
Yeah.
When you guys met them met her under the sheet. Yeah, Bath knew about them from a separate thing. I think Radar's the only one that hasn't directly met them, but probably has indirect knowledge of them from context clues from Glitch.
Like, I think Radar's suspicious that something happened to Vee during the... We know, because he knows about the shipyard, but he's not sure, like, the deeper relationships of what happened there. He knows that Vee clearly lost some friends, maybe, but not anything better or greater than that. Anyway.
But, yeah. So...
What did you contact the Hrund last?
Yeah. Are you being jammed, or is it just me?
Front is being jammed. It's standard. We'll have to just use visual acquisition for now.
Fair enough. Identify the source of the jamming, destroy it. I'll go clear out the rest of the survivors.
We are trying to acquire the jamming device. It may be beyond horizon, beyond visual range.
Yeah, figures. Fair enough.
Our telemetry's not been helped by the nuclear detonation at the bridge.
Yeah, that was someone else.
Of course. Must have been the third Naringa-class vessel.
Yeah. Is that back talk from you?
Front out.
That's what I thought. Said Vee, like, stomping their Naringa over to the bridge to take a closer look at what's left of it.
The bridge is still a fair distance away. Like, over hills and trees, be it past a burnt-out wreckage of a town. But the closer you get to the bridge, the more it starts looking like the Somme.
Well, I'm in the ideal vehicle for crossing the Somme, so, you know.
Yeah.
And the faster you start, the faster you finish.
The Naringa stands upright, and as I mentioned before, giving you some pressure to work against with your strides, you begin to walk. And the stride continues on, big, giant, thunderous steps as several tons of machinery impact onto dirt and rubble. Occasionally, the sea whiz goes off, and another life is snuffed out, like that. Or a piece of equipment is turned to mangled wreckage. You barely notice. The more you stride, the more in sync you seem to become with the machine, and the less you care. This is your purpose. You are a giant machine of death. You have one function. Your function is to kill what you're told. And what you've been told to kill is everything here between you and that bridge. At least that's what the little voice in the back of your head keeps saying, that pressure that I mentioned. The feedback almost from the machine that you're steering with not just your physical body, but with your mind. And onward you go. And probably 2 kilometers away you can see the Hrund. Marching, moving, hunting almost. Stood currently in a small wood of trees, kicking over greenery, occasionally cannons going off, firing into the dirt, explosions. Your view towards the bridge is obscured by a haze. Some of it is the nuclear fallout from your missile. A lot of it fires that seem to have been deliberately started this time to try and obscure you with an old-fashioned smokescreen. But You're so large that ultimately the weather up where you are is different to the weather down at your feet.
That, and I'm pretty sure this thing has thermal imaging. At least, if someone like me built this, it would have thermal imaging.
It does have thermal imaging. The problem with that is that the smoke is not just burning wood and things. It's stuff like tire fires and things that fuck with thermal imaging and flare. You can flick. You got fucking predator vision. You could just flick through all of these views, all of these different aspects, all of these different ways of interpreting light and sound. The smoke is very effective, very basic and irritatingly effective. You've spent years developing this machine. It shouldn't be defeated by fucking smoke. But it is. But it's smoke. It's not like it's going to stop you physically moving.
Room advancing. Shield still offline. Trying to restore.
Yeah, Vee's just going to advance to the bridge point and go from there. I mean, the rest of their objective is basically just stop anything that's still alive, so...
Can you make me 3 perception rolls, please? This is every move, basically, you're making a perception roll.
Alright, so the first one is... PS 20, 26, and then 24 and 15.
Your first move, you spot, very well camouflaged, but not effectively enough, a couple of battle tanks under camo netting and with like all the shrubbery on them and everything, waiting in a tree line just off to your right. There's about 4 of them. They are crewed. You can see the commanders very, very brazenly sat out the top hatch with big chunky thermal binoculars watching your every move, and the turret slowly traversing, trying not to draw attention.
Well, I mean, I can pick up that tank.
It's about half a kilometre away.
Oh, okay, so it's not directly adjacent to me.
Sorry, yeah, no, I didn't make that clear. Yeah, it's about half a kilometre away in a tree line. They're watching you.
Yeah. Again, I have quite a lot of weapons, and as we've already established, I don't have the morals to not use them, so...
Yes. You do know, though, that this is a reflex shot if you want to pull it off, because you've just noticed these. You have to get them. So what weapon would you like to use, and are you going to shoot at them?
Alexa, I would like the laser, please.
Forodine 5000, laser cannon. Arming.
And that was 12 plus reflex, which is plus 6, which is 18 total.
It's a hit. Their AC is 17 for vehicle combat. The laser sweeps across the tree line. Just starts at one end, not at a tank, just at the trees, and just a giant, bright red, angry laser. It doesn't make any noise except for the air that it ionizes as it impacts. And the vehicles, they don't get torn into pieces, they don't explode, they just melt. Everything inside, like there's a few small explosions in the background from some ammo cooking off. I'm not even going to begin to describe what happens to the crew. You just... everything, and that area is...
Well, I'd imagine they died instantly, because...
Yeah, there's nothing left.
Just vaporized.
Yeah. See? And people said I'm not humane.
Holy shit.
And what's even more horrific about that is it takes less than half a second.
Well, that's less horrific.
How is that less horrific? You just... That's terrifying to me because of its speed.
Ah, but like I said, it's humane. It's literal instant kill.
Yikes.
Yes, but it could instantly kill you from it starting half a kilometre away and being at you like that.
Well, if they didn't want to be instantly killed from half a kilometre away like that, then they should have bought their own mech, shouldn't they?
You couldn't see it coming. But anyway, that's what terrifies me. That annihilates that tree line.
Yeah. And again, at this point, it's worth mentioning that Vee used to both design and build shit like this, so...
Yes. It is a little bit of a power fantasy, I feel.
What's another war crime on a big list of war crimes?
Yep.
And Vee's also already decided for the 3rd time that this is not an actual event, and that they're either dreaming or reliving a memory.
RJ,
So-
you don't have to justify it to me or Cypher. It's
I have
fine.
to justify it at least twice so that people don't think Vee's a psychopath. But
At this point, you're just trying to justify it to yourself.
shush.
And it's not working, but the sounds...
So, yeah, to
Alexa
describe it,
cannons.
your second spot, as you stride forward again, is a series of trench networks and bunkers. Equally as well camouflaged if you hadn't removed all of their foliage with the blast effect from the nuclear missile that you dropped.
Okay.
And there's what looks like a bunch of people running into the trench lines to try and man some kind of in-placed weaponry. and another one hefting another shoulder launcher, but the Sea Whiz annihilates them. I've just rolled it and I got a natural 20 for it, so they're all just fucking dead.
Just paste.
Just
Yes.
just paste.
That's the thing. You're asking V to play a game, and V plays to win. So
The third roll fails.
Hmm.
The Hrund is off to your left and moving to sort of close with you, to intercept at the bridge. And at the last minute you see it. 6 weird patches of ground that you don't quite interpret in time. And they fire, one after the other. Boom, 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 boom. 6 guns, field guns. The netting falling from them from the blast of their guns, and the shells, all of them, slam into the Hrund. And it's not all at once, it's like bang, bang, bang. And the voice screams over the network as impacts tear great chunks out of its arms, out of its chest, out of its head. And they are relentless, one rippling gun after another, and they just keep up this rate of fire.
Immediate retaliation fire, obviously.
Make a reflex. I'm going to do an opposed reflex to see if they get another volley in before you can fire at them.
Well, I mean, that was a nat 20, which is the best roll I've ever got while piloting a Hurun, or piloting an Oringa.
Right. Well, I'm using. I've just picked off the top of my head Radar's base reflex for this one, and I rolled a 20 as well, which makes mine 29. So what's yours?
26. 28
26.
even. Sorry. No.
28.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes this all the more bitter.
Heck.
You react as quickly as you can, but it's not fast enough. The cannons rippling, the gunners sweating over the breaches, shells being thundered in, traditional artillery, big artillery. And the Hurund dies. The head is smashed from the neck, the arms torn and sundered, the torso reduced to rubble from these explosions. There's nothing left, ultimately, but a crippled centerpiece and some legs that teeters in the wind and then falls to its destruction. Then, oddly, there's that quiet moment of silence as everything stops, because nobody thought this would fucking work. And you can see the gunners in their gun pits are all like, we got it.
I mean, they got one of them,
That's just it.
and now V's pissed. So
Luca has just died in front of you. And there, you know they are dead. You saw no emergency system eject. The head was smashed and crumpled into pieces. A horrific death. And the little voice at the back of your head says, shall we get them?
well, yeah. I mean, that just.
And do you say
fucking-
yes? Do you
Yes.
let it?
Fucking murder.
Right.
Yeah. Fucking audacity of these fucking humans. Like V didn't start this, but fuck me, they'll finish it.
Stop the war, there's been a murder.
In that instant, you surrender all control to this presence in the back of your head, and the machine goes wild. There is a pain that runs from your head all the way to your extremities, to the end of your tail. It burns. There's all sorts of strange fallout happening as the neural net and the controls that you are with seem to take on a life of their own. The internal camera comes up on your visor to show you suspended from all of these wires and in all of this machinery, but there is a bright white light bleeding out from under the visor and out of your mouth. You are screaming at the top of your lungs, but you can't hear it. And then the camera switches back. In front of you, where the gun pits were, there is just a sea of fire. You are unloading every single weapon that you have, not only into these gun pits, but into every inch of ground between you and the bridge that you can now see. It is horrendous. It is horrific. People are being thrown in the air and torn, scattered to the four winds. There is nothing that will survive in front of you.
Good.
It takes about 5 seconds for all of this to happen. The gunners at the guns, just gone. Like the tanks, the laser just wipes them out. The heat ray just smashes them to pieces. And you black out. And then you wake up next to Ryder.
Hello, sleepyhead. You have a nice dream?
Oh, I had a fucking weirdest dream. I was piloting a giant Mick and wiping out an entire forest of humans.
That sounds on par with Vesk.
I don't know. It didn't feel like a Vesk thing. It felt like a something else.
What do you mean?
Also, I have a headache.
Oh, you still got the headache.
Also, I'm pretty sure I did a lot of war crimes, so... Ow.
Yeah, you keep saying that, but whenever I ask you to explain yourself, you don't want to talk about it.
So, anyway, I'm feeling a lot better now. How about we go find out what's crossing radar?
Yeah, thought so. Right. You feeling better, though? You feeling more compos mentis?
So, am I back up to full stamina?
Ryder, I will tell you right now that nothing happens to you for 8 hours. You rest, you get your stamina points back. V,
Yeah.
you get the same, but you're not... Mechanically, you're rested, but up here, that's up to you to decide, but that's a lot. It's just
Joke's
happened
on
in
you,
8
up
hours.
there's pretty fucked up to begin with, so...
Up there's pretty fucking empty, I thought you were about to say.
Oh.
No, V has...
Joke's on you,
V
I've
has
always
brain.
been stupid.
V can brain real goodly when they try. But
Yeah. Is V like me? Are they one of those people who's really intelligent but has like zero common sense?
pretty much. Yeah.
You're awake and you're at this tree and you're recovered.
Oh, blimey. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Did I miss anything? The last thing I remember in this realm, I fired an entire spaceship at Logoss and passed out.
Did you? Oh yeah, you did do that, didn't you? God, this fucking place is weird. It's messing with my head. Let's press on if you're feeling like we can.
I mean, I'm feeling alright.
You sure?
Stretches. Ow.
Ryder's going to sort of like nod, but with a slight smirk on her face, like, okay, come on, let's make some more ground.
It.
Yeah, she'll sort of like dust herself off, dust the grass off her pants, and continue going down a bit of dirt, and continue walking down the memories of Glitch, closer to the origin of this place,
Yes.
wherever it is.
V's paying attention now, so they're taking a look at each of the memories to see if any of them look like the mech memory that they were in earlier. Or the mech
The memories in
scenario.
your immediate vicinity, and certainly as you start progressing, are the memories of Glitch, and then the memories before that. The memories of chemical divinity, going through kind of scatterbrained events of that era. Before that, you have Until Proven Innocent. Before that, you have...
Well, V doesn't have
Hunting-
until proven innocent.
V doesn't, but you're looking at
So
radar.
I was going to say all of that's new to V because they were.
Oh shit! Yeah, right. So you see memories of defending a house, a gunfight, beating a gangster nearly to death. Something about a snake robot.
Fighting the police.
Yeah, fighting the police again. Running away from the police, blowing up a tunnel with the police behind you, being wrongfully accused by the police. I'm doing these chronologically, backwards.
We're going to these reverse chronology.
Yeah, being set up for something else. Some lights going dark, accidentally flashbanging a friend, meeting this friend, not talking about his brother, who is an android. And
Like
so on
fucking
and so
Truman
forth.
Show.
Yeah.
Not Truman
Yeah.
Show, what am I thinking of? Memento, that's the one.
Yeah.
I don't. What do you guys get up to when I was away?
Long story. We told you about this stuff, didn't we?
I mean, you told me that you got framed for a crime you didn't commit, in that there's an incredibly powerful artifact out there that you lost.
Yeah, this was on Query, and yeah, we still need to fucking find that thing. I've got the checklist of shit we need to do somewhere.
And the word battery keeps appearing.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Radar's setting up a tripwire in this one. Are we wanted?
Well, of course we are, but we knew that already.
I mean, by specifically whoever we pissed off in this one, because I'm pretty sure this one Radar's blowing up a policeman.
Let's not go back to Query.
Stop making shit up, RJ. You know that's not what happened.
Let's never go back to Query ever again. It's
Fair
full
enough.
of rich people anyway. It's fucking horrible. I didn't like it.
Tis a silly place.
Well, we're going to have a chat about that one later.
Before that, you've got a bit you don't recognise, which is verdant, lush, tropical rainforest almost, stalking some kind of prey,
Is this the one where he shoots the dinosaur and steals their ship?
hunting giant dinosaurs that clearly don't know how to pilot a ship, but also discovering a ship that's just crashed.
Wait, Ryder, look at this one.
What?
It's the one where he steals a ship off someone.
No, he told us he didn't steal the ship. We made that bit up.
That's not what's happening in this memory. He's just killed a big, almost triceratopsy looking dinosaur thing.
Uncle Derek?
Just the other side of it is the crashed shipbox in a pretty good nick, actually, for a ship that's been there for about 100 years. So it's all overgrown with vines and everything. But he gets in, taps some buttons, and the systems light up.
Yeah, thinking about it, I don't think a dinosaur will be able to fly that ship. It's too big.
Yeah.
Doesn't make much logical sense, you know.
Guess he really did just find it in the middle of nowhere.
Well, it's in his memories, unless he's like lying to himself. So, yeah.
Oh shit! I should have done that. Ryder has convinced himself of a different
He
narrative.
just embellishes his own memories.
Fucking missed opportunity on that one. Fuck. Right. Anyway, yeah. So there's that memory. These are all of the old caves. You're very much back in the metal corridor.
Well, if we can get back before when we visited Slipstream, that takes us back to the first time we met Logoss, which I suppose theoretically is the time we're most likely to find where Logoss is now. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not good at this psychology.
Ryder's being very quiet as they're starting to approach Slipstream again. She's like rubbing her arm uncomfortably.
Well, because of all the drunken Ryder antics, or because of the murderous Ryder antics?
Because she lost two of her oldest friends there, and needed the crew to come and save her. Not one of her proudest moments.
And got possessed and cut her friend in half.
Yeah. Again, not one of her proudest moments.
You are seeing signs of damage that you saw at the very start, though, just here and there throughout the corridor, but it's not over any of the memories.
Radar didn't see any of the bodies of Ryder's friends, did he? He was like on guard in the corridor most of the time.
No, he saw the one by the shuttle, and he saw what's his name in the arbory because he's the one who found him.
Oh, Paolo.
Yeah.
So
there's those memories.
V's probably going to gently escort Ryder past those ones because you don't need to look at that.
There's so many that you're never going to see them all, so V can just spot them and just stand between them as they pass.
Yeah.
Ryder gets the message.
There's memories of the blood zombie and the quote blood punched Hardio. Before that, there's the approach to the planet and the crash landing. There's the brief memories of the party and the failed matchup between him and the Pine Martin.
The little wheeler, yeah.
Yeah. There's a sensation of worry that they are in fact going to do something stupid like fire off one of the nuclear warheads. And before that, there is a memory of him, again, on this lush planet hunting dinosaurs.
He did it more than once.
Yeah.
How many of my uncles has he killed?
I guess he went to this place before.
It was during Kronos.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's the point. He has no memory of Kronos because he wasn't here.
He doesn't even know who fucking Logoss is. He never got a straight answer.
Well, shit. I was kind of hoping there'd be some kind of obvious solution to this buried in Radar's memories right about this point, so...
Well...
It shrugs to Ryder.
We obviously haven't gone back far enough. We've got to keep going.
Yeah. If you want, I can accelerate this for you as a GM.
It's up to you. So how much flavour you want to put in?
That, or we can do more wandering down memory lane, literally.
If you pick up the pace, you go past memories of the stuff we did, like against the Aeon Throne, all the way back, and then you get to memories before then, where it's the crew doing various sundry other tasks that we'd never roleplayed because it was the before times. Then you get to the end of this corridor.
Yeah.
There's a memory in front of you, blocking the way rather than either side.
Are we tired physically from all the walking?
Oddly, no.
Yeah, I guess because we're not actually walking, are we?
Yes and no. The rules of this place seem to be that you seem to conform to most normal things. You do get hungry and you drink, but you're not tired. Certainly not after your rest. It's been like a couple of hours just walking down, checking out all of these memories. But you don't feel any worse for it.
Plus, if I do get hungry, I can sacrifice 5 hit points and manifest a sandwich.
Yeah, I guess. Aren't you on 6?
Really good sandwich.
No.
Fucking good sandwich. It's going to be the last one you eat.
Yeah, right.
This memory in front of you. This memory is very different. This is not the bright sort of multicolour memory that you have all the way up to Radar that he remembers, even though they're getting a little more fragmented as you're getting closer to this point. This is a dark, swirling cloud, almost ink-like, and it looks like stuff's moving under the surface. And then suddenly, there is a brilliant white light, and above it are your faces.
Hello. That's interesting.
That's a bad sign of us all.
And then you two saying something in a language that you can't understand at the start, but then as you're speaking this odd tongue, like a later voice that's yours seems to narrate over the top of you, even though the lip flaps don't match. Does that make sense? It's like it's been redubbed.
Watching it dubbed, yeah.
Yeah. And it is the initial finding of Radar in the tub. And I don't know what you two said, so if you would like an opportunity to roleplay it, allow me to set the scene. You're on your bridge. You've been orbiting this fucking dust bowl for about 2 weeks now. The information that you had that it was full of archaeotech appears to be null and void. If there is any down there, it's in the zones that you can't go into because the ship has detected them as inimical to all life. Biohazard, basically. Not safe to go. Who's at the bridge and who is not? Who's in charge of the ship and who isn't at this point? Because one will be on, one will be off.
Yeah, Ryder's probably going to be flying the ship at this point, trying to get in as close as possible whilst avoiding any sort of security devices that may be in play.
Yeah, so flying the ship is a bit of a grand way of saying it. You've literally got your feet up on the controls with a cup of coffee because you're orbiting this planet, like waiting for the scanner to find a hole and also doing visual looks. So you're just staring at fucking roiling dust cloud of a planet looking for a hole.
Yeah, very lazily, just slurping coffee. Ryder looks a little younger at this point. Her whiskers aren't quite as crooked. And she's just staring for gaps on the screen.
Yep. And that's when you get the proximity alert.
Ooh.
And it's we're on CRT monitors, aren't we? So it sort of
Yes.
it flashes red and then it sort of does the channel change effect. And then brings up like the mother typeface from Alien, where it's like proximity alert, 500 meters, bow, so off the nose, 2-man-sized object, ID unknown.
Ryder's gonna peer at this screen, read all the details, and then lazily reach up for the headset that she talks through.
Yep.
So say, Vee, you there?
Vee, what were you doing during all this?
Vee be in the engine room, and they'd be meddling.
Of course.
Vee's always meddling with the ship, so...
Downtime, I see. Yeah, the klaxon for your headset goes off.
Hey, Ryder?
Got something. Just came up on the scanner. It's like a pod or something. It's like a 2-man pod.
Does it look expensive?
I can't tell from the weird CRT monitor what it is. I think we should have a closer look, though. Do you want to bring us in?
If it's live support, it's probably expensive. I can grab it.
Alright. What are you doing down there, anyway?
Nothing. Incidentally, can you see the engine outputs on your screen right now?
Ryder's going to have a look at the engine outputs on the screen.
Yeah, it's on one of your many screens. They're like sort of down and to the left.
Mm-hmm. What's happening on the engine output screens?
I don't know. I was waiting for a prompt.
Check this out. The engine outputs go to like 150%.
I mean, that's great, but why?
The lights on the bridge get visibly brighter when that happens.
Yeah, maybe don't do that. That doesn't look healthy.
Yeah, it's fine for short periods. So anyway, I'm going to leave it like this. If we ever need to go anywhere really, really fast, then we're pretty much set up for it immediately.
I mean, good. I like going fast, but I don't like blowing up, and that looks like the sort of thing that will blow up.
I mean, eventually it'll blow up, but we just need to stop doing it before it gets to that point. So I put in this timer that says that we can't run the engines at this speed for more than the point where it'll blow up, so it's not fail-safe.
Okay, Vee, I'm going to stop you now. I'm going to do a scan on this pod, and then we're going to go and pick it up, okay?
Yeah, well, I said it. If it's it's life support, then it's probably expensive, and if it's expensive, it's probably worth something to any of the scrappers back on either Epsilon Station or like any of the other guild worlds. So I reckon do a scan, make sure it's not dangerous, grab it, and we'll stick with the rest of the stuff, take it back.
Okay, well, there's fuck all else out here, so we may as well bring this thing in. I'll run a scan on it first, and then head down to the cargo bay, open her up, and yeah, Ryder's going to do a quick science scan on this pod, check if there's life signs on board.
All right, just roll a d20 and add your science, please, Cypher.
Oh, Cypher.
Yeah, you're doing engine room tweak shit.
You're making the lights glow.
Yeah, I'm fine with that because I rolled a 1, so.
And it would be
So my physical science is +5.
Yeah, physical science, so +5 to the d20.
Okay. Ooh, 18 on the dice, +5 23.
All right. So pressing the keys under the monitor for the science scan because it's big, it's chunky. This is our pre-upgrade, so it's 1970s tech.
Yep.
Hammering it in on the old ass keyboard. The scan comes back. It gives you a profile. It's kind of a doorstop shape, if that makes sense. So it's sort of more narrow at the bottom and thicker at the top, rounded at the top. And then it sort of gives you a cross section, does the whole sort of rotate thing in glorious 3 dimensions. And then it reads out type unknown, power source unknown, possible outcome life pod. Life support reading 1.5.
1.5.
Then it gives you a margin of error plus or minus 50%.
Right. Yes, because I can imagine that's
You mean
how.
it doesn't contain a pregnant person?
No, I imagine that's how Vee has just programmed the fucking computer on this thing.
Yeah. It's definitely got 1 person in it. It may have 1.5 people in it, and it might have 2.
Yeah, Ryder just sort of like blinks at this and just shakes her head, and then goes back on the comms to Vee, like much more urgently. Vee?
Yeah?
That's a life pod out there, according to this scan, and there's someone in there.
Huh. Well... Oh, shit. Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing they're still alive who's reading that, so...
Yeah, it's operational.
Fine, I guess we'll rescue them. I guess.
We kind of have to. We found them. Might be in distress or something.
Yeah, I said we'll rescue them.
Okay, well get the fucking med kit ready just in case. We don't know what state they're going to be in. Might have like a disease or something.
I mean, the state they're going to be in is frozen.
Well, we don't have like a quarantine area down there or anything. Can we drag them somewhere? Can we like put them somewhere where they won't contaminate?
I mean, if you want to not contaminate them, then you can put them in the pod they're still in do a full skin and then make sure they're not full of some contagious disease before letting them out.
Okay. Well, anyway, get down to the cargo bay and get it ready to open. I'll bring us in closer.
Yeah, on it. V stubs out their cigarette on the console and trudges down to the...
Oh, you're smoking on a spaceship? That's horrendous!
And putting out your cigarette on the fucking keyboard so you got like burn marks all over it.
There's a line of burn marks that goes like up and around the keyboard.
It's just nicotine staling all over. All the nice whites turning yellow.
Presumptuous of you to assume that there was ever pristine white on the ship to begin with.
It was ever white, no.
Yeah.
No way.
Anyway.
This ship was built grimy.
You go down to the cargo bay. I'm guessing you're suited up, so you're perfectly fine.
Yeah, okay, so if we're bringing something in from the cargo bay, V will be in their outside suit and helmet.
Are you suited for 0G? Zero atmosphere, sorry.
Zero atmosphere, outside? Yes. 0G, no, because the ship generates its own gravity. So they'll be in...
my bad. The mouth of the cargo bay opens, which is, at this point, it's like half the fucking front of the ship, isn't it?
Yeah, I think after... your last campaign, we agreed that the entire bottom of the Leica opens up to fit shit in, like a cargo ferry.
It just comes straight down on 4 pillars.
Yeah, it's got like a drop floor.
Ryder, can I have a brief pilot roll just to make sure you don't accidentally slam into the pod and destroy it?
Which you're not allowed to do because that breaks continuity.
25 for piloting.
I'm not going to lie, didn't plan for this bit, but okay. 25 for piloting is okay. You easily bring the ship to relative matching speed to the pod, move yourself so that the pod is directly over the door of the thing, and then V, you just got to close the door.
Yeah. V throws the switch to seal the hatch behind this pod.
Yeah. It's a big old red lever with lots of articulate arms. You just go, something mechanical happens, and the thing just... And the pod is there, in the centre of the floor now, I guess.
Yeah. V's going to get their flashlight out and sort of like shine it over the roof of this pod.
All right. The pod is probably about 10 feet long. As I said, sort of doorstop shaped, thicker at one end, not like pointed at the end, sort of blunted. There's a screen about 2/3 of the way up, and it appears to be frosted. There's a lot of frosting of the hull right now as the atmosphere that's starting to feed into the cargo bay is hitting the ice-cold surface and condensing.
You hear little ottery footsteps running down towards the cargo bay.
Hey, Ryder.
You get there, Ryder, as the cargo bay is full of, like, dry ice almost, where the atmosphere is condensing. This is normal when something that's been out in space is brought into the thing and the atmosphere has flown over it. But it's at what I like to call terror height, which is it's above the ankle but below the knee, which for you is waist height.
Yes.
Which for V is ankle height.
Yes. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, Ryder's got some very basic medical supplies. She hasn't put her spacesuit on, and she's also got her gun on her hip.
Good call.
Yeah, just very, very cautiously walking up to the pod, just like, is it okay?
Yeah, I mean, it seems stable, said V, shining a light, trying to see what's inside it.
Check the stats on the computery thing.
The lighting inside the cargo bay is being affected by this condensing atmosphere, so it's a lot duller. So the torch is a big help. There is a computer panel next to the screen.
Peeks inside.
Inside the armored glass thing, and it's quite thick. And you shining over this pod, you realise that it's quite battered. Like there's bits where the metal's been sort of dented in, and there's like a plate missing. Nothing structural, luckily, but you can see technology you're familiar with: pipes, wiring, screws, which is comforting because, you know, you've been in space and you found all sorts of shit. But in the glass screen, it's foggy. It looks almost iced over. There's the ice crystalline sort of crisscrossing, because this appears to be a cryopod.
Yeah. Based on my limited knowledge of shit you find in space, this looks like a cryopod. But did you say you got a scan from it that said there was between 1 and 2 people in it?
Yeah, which I assume means there's one person inside and they're alive. Ryder's gonna ignore V's bullshit at this point and sidle sort of underneath them and check out the medical data pad on the side of it, see if she can get any data from that.
It's a pad. You don't know if it's medical or not. There seems to be like a palm scan thing almost, and a couple of buttons and a view screen and a dial, and there are markings on them, and you don't fucking recognize any of them.
What language is this, V?
Don't for me.
No, you don't recognize any of these.
Oh.
They look like chicken scratches to you.
Not gonna touch any of this stuff if I don't know what it does. Ryder's gonna peer through the glass. She's gonna breathe on it and rub a little forearm on it.
Yeah, you try that. It's really fucking icy foggy in there. You can't really make out too much. You get the feeling that if there is something in there where this window is at about eye level. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can either open it and see what's inside it, or wait for all this fog to clear.
The contamination. That's the reason I didn't want to open this thing to begin with.
I'm on a spacesuit. Don't know what you're talking about.
Do you want me to get my spacesuit on, you snarky bitch?
Yeah. You know what? That's a good idea. Put your spacesuit on, we'll open it up, see what's inside, and if it's full of tentacles, then we'll either eat it or vent it in space.
Why would it be full of tentacles? I'm going to get my spacesuit.
Why wouldn't it be full of tentacles?
Space squid.
Yeah.
And then just some knowing nods.
It's not even the first space squid we've mentioned, so...
Space squid. There was an incident, allegedly, in Hydrophobia where one laid eggs in the cargo bay.
And then V made omelettes.
And then V made an omelette.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ryder's going to go and get her spacesuit. Put it on, zip it up, test the air, and then come back. And then give a sort of knowing nod to V. All green.
Yep.
And try and open this thing without damaging it.
I'm going to need engineering rolls.
That sounds like a job for Vee. Nat 20. That is a job for
let
Vee.
you have it.
Right.
35.
Excellent. Can I now have a life science roll, please? Just V.
If V is opening this thing, Ryder's going to just have like her gun trained on it.
Yep, that's fine. Your gun is readied. You're not taking any chances with this. That's very wise.
Oh, bad news radar. That's 3.
It's pretty simple. You understand. This thing's got a hinge on it, for example. You're pretty sure it's one of those like hidden ones where it'll pop up and then fold outwards from the foot. Makes sense. Most pods are designed that way. This control panel, though, is different. And it gets to the point where you can't really, like, interpret it, so you do the next best thing. You start pushing buttons and twiddling dials. Twiddle the dial, nothing. No, run your thumb across the scanner bit. You know, like the old solar panels on a calculator. You know, you could put your thumb over it and turn it off. There's like one of those on there. Run your thumb across that, nothing. Tap the bigger screen, twiddle the dials again, press some buttons, and then there is a clunk.
Ryder flinches.
Progress.
And then, after about 10 seconds of silence, there is the sound of something whirring and clicking inside, and it's coming from the entire length of the pod. And then you can hear screaming,
Well, that's
and
not
then, with a bang, the lid falls off.
V, what the fuck do you do?
good. Oh, I pushed every button.
The room is instantly filled with dispersing fog and cryo smoke. So, wall of cloud basically just spills out. And for a moment, perception rolls, please.
P is for
You
perception.
will not believe this.
Is that another nat?
It's a lucky fucking 20.
So you both see it. Something stands up in the smoke. It is lumpen shaped. It's got way too many tendrils.
Ryder's instantly going to take a shot at it.
Oh, fucking perfect. Roll.
If Ryder sees that, it's just like, nope!
Yeah, I'd have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh no. You don't need. You've got it. You had your gun ready on it. Don't worry about rolling damage. The shot rings out. And it slams into this thing, and this horrendous, like, animal noise just fills the air, and then the shape falls back into the pod, where there is more whirring and clicking and grinding and screaming and the sound of metal being bent and things being pinned and welded into place. And how to describe it? Things being rotated and locked.
Ryder's sort of going, oh shit, I shot him!
Yeah, I mean, good shot though.
Ryder, you're not quite sure if you actually saw something or if it was a shape in the cloud, but yet whatever it was, if it was there, you definitely hit it.
Yeah. If not, you hit my shit and you'll be charged for damages.
And then eventually the fog starts to disperse, and you're left with this. It's a bathtub almost now, without the lid on it.
V, get back, get back!
There's fog over the top of it.
Ignores Ryder and pokes their head in. Like, well, not in, but over.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
As you loom over it, a hand comes out and grabs onto the edge.
Ah! Holy shit, it's got... Shoot it again!
It is metallic, silver. It's a synthetic arm that you don't quite recognise, but again, the universe is big and scary and there's all sorts in it. And then a second hand. This one's organic. It is the handed version, so if this one's right, this one's left. And it's furred, looks familiar, and it pulls itself out and flops with all this fog trailing off of it, this shape. This mass of hair and fur staggers upright.
The fuck is that? Just like half of Laka.
And says something in a language you don't understand, but watching in the memory you hear overdubbed in your head, where am I? Who are you? What the fuck happened to me? This isn't my arm.
Ryder's going to punch it.
Yeah, V's gonna punch it as well.
And at that moment, as the double-handed fist thing comes in, the memory ends.
Unsurprisingly.
That's exactly how I thought that was going to go.
Yeah.
Hello everybody, and once again, thank you for listening to Cosmopunk. We're now officially in Season 2, so if you're not quite sure what's going on, or you've missed a bit, there's a special Season 1 recap called the Cosmopunk Omnibus that comes just before this campaign. We're still on all the regular podcast and social media sites. Go and follow us there. Go and tell your friends about us. Links to them are all in the description. We're also still trying to push on the Spotify app, so if you have that on your phone, please give us a nice review. That would be really cool of you. Once again, thank you so much for listening. See you in 2 weeks. And as always, shoot straight and roll high.